Hey all. So, been a while. Kind of just retired a little bit from doing these. Got a little burned out. But a lot of you guys had asked me to kind of sort of come back and do a few more reviews if I'm able to. So, actually picked up one I originally wanted a while back, but it pretty much sold out within probably a day. And the knife in question is the Kurosaki Sakura Cherry R2 SG2, whatever you prefer. 240 gyuto. Sakura, in case you wonder why they named it, aforementioned means cherry. Most of your handle is cherry, the other part is maple. And I think that's standard with all their Sakura line. So pretty much we'll do a couple of little specs on the knife, then show performance in cutting, and wrap it up. So had this for about 2 weeks. Box edge was okay, nothing out of this world, but very usable. So current edge is was set on a Nubatama extra hard 1K. Then was the 4K Nubatama. After that was the 6K Nubatama, and finished up with the 8K Nanawa Fuji, which I just gotten and really liking that stone. And then just finished up with leather strap. Height 50 millimeters, so good standard gyuto height. Length is actually 245, so you get a little bit extra length here. I mean, it's very nice, well-sized knife. One thing I always do like is this extra sweep in the choil maki area. Really comfortable for a pinch grip, gives you a little extra security so you can really, get a good grip on it. Everything is polished, spine, choils polished, and slightly eased, not rounded, which is okay. It is Sanmai. Not sure if you can catch it on the reflection. There it is. So right there is your stainless cladding line. Right beneath that is the powdered R2. It is a laser grind. Out of the handle is 1.8 mils, I believe. No distal taper, basically. Just pretty much holds it all the way till about, I'd say, 90% of the knife. Then right about here on the down sweep is where it pretty much just tapers off into nothing. So you can get a decent shot of it. So other than that, really nice profile. So you can, it does have a little bit more of it is a little more flatter, I find. So a little more indicative, more of a chopping motion than a rocking motion, but of course you can easily rock with it, no big deal. So like I said, I had the box edge for 2 weeks, and honestly I probably could have kept going with it, but I did want to do a review and wanted to see how well it took to the stones and such, and one pass on the 1K easily raised a burr. So it was bevel set to finish probably took sub 10 minutes tops. Hardness on this one is, I believe, is 62 plus minus. And if you're looking for another knife in this range, oh, by the way, 220 is the going price for this, which that's not bad. The only other knife that to me fits very much these specifications and is an R2 laser grind and such is the what the hell is it called? Shiobata R2, which I do own. That's about $100 more. Much better boxed edge, and it's also a Kurosaki shape, so not your standard gyuto profile, although he does make a nice AS model from what I've heard. I've yet to try that. So having said that, I'd say we get seeing what this 8K strapped edge can do. Start off as the usual tomato test, and like I say, usually I'll have this kind of cut up beforehand, but I mean, let's face it, this, if it doesn't cut a tomato, and just on a pull stroke, it really won't. So having it pre-prepped really wouldn't do any good. usual tomato chop, as usual. Focus on one part of the blade, keep going until basically what I call failure. So basically that's where it was starting to hear a little more of a pop, but results speak for themselves, right? So it will get sharp, which is kind of the point of having a knife, right? Local zucchini. And let's change it up a little bit. So pretty much. We'll get a little more into the grind of it in a little bit when we get to the potato, but I figured just to show you how well it can do and making dice and such. So for those of you who like zoodles, that's what we're making basically. Just minus the fancy dancy slicing machine. But it's very, very light. So if you're pretty much rocking out a lot of prep or a lot of knife work, this thing you'll be very happy with it. And I'm just literally just using the weight of the knife. Contrary to how fast I'm actually going, there's actually not very much pressure. So you can actually see. So it's actually, yeah, of course, since it is ground very, very thin, it is awesome for detailed work. So if you have a lot of really tedious little things to dice up and all that, this is exceedingly good at that, as you saw. Remember, always keep a clean station. So for this, just make it standard. So there's that. So I mean, yeah, consistent. You know, there's no stickage is actually pretty, or non-stick. I think it might have a little bit of convex to it. Don't quote me on that. Like I say, we'll check that out when we get to the potato portion of it. But just okay. And like I said, that's why I do like having laser ground knives, because pretty much you're not going to get very fatigued in using them for long portions of time. Which years ago I was more than 8 hours just doing nothing but knife work. So that's why I really grew to prefer the lasers over workhorses. So non-stick time, or maybe lack thereof. Idaho Spud, notorious for sticking. Let's see. Right at the very end. I will take that. just to show a little difference. Waxy red. And just keep everything in even Steven, dry off the knife, so there's no water on it. So, I would say it has a little bit of convexing to it, as you can tell. So, overall, I would say so far, it's a very, very nice $200 investment for a gyuto. So, we'll see how well it kept its edge now. Apple, my friend Salty said, bitch to slice, because A, they put the food grade wax on there, even if you run it under nuclear hot water, only way you're really going to get that off, or if you just scrub the living hell out of them. So this probably still has a little bit of that on there. And there's also the skin. I mean, not like a tomato, but very similar. So you hear a slight pop from it, but, I mean, yeah, see right there. So pretty much the initial stropped edge is gone, but you still easily retain the 8K stropped edge off it. Ambrosia apple, if you're wondering. So, you've seen the edge retention, non-stick properties, detailed work. So, as many of you all know with my videos, that leaves with one more thing. Onion. So, I mean, this thing just drops right through. Very nice. So, we will dice one, slice one, or slice and dice, whichever I happen to want to do first. Clean. So, we'll slice the first one. Take the core out, especially if you're julienning. So, effortless. Very effortless. And, least but not last, the dice. There you go, guys. The Kurosaki SG2. I like it, and it works. So, any questions, comments, please feel free to ask. Thanks.